he took the money and ran, and he would never answer my phone calls. He was intentionally planning on doing this, robbing people in the neighborhood, because I'm not the only one that it happened to.
Mr. Brown is pleading to an amended charge of theft. That is a misdemeanor 1 that carries 180 days in the Warren County Jail, maximum fine of $1,000, and there is a joint recommended sentence that restitution of $1,235 is to be paid. No other agreement related to sentencing. Have I stated everything correctly, Mr. Goodyear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hust?
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
You
is
have, Your
that-
Honor, and I've stressed to Timothy here that this plea is not conditioned on anything else.
Okay. Mr. Brown, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Can I get one of those here? Thanks to Sally Gary.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. 45 years of running chainsaws to do that to you.
If you need to adjust.
You're lucky you have all your limbs. That's a pun.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. And by the way, I like that door is so much nicer than that door over there.
Yeah. And by the way, if you ever write me another letter, you're going to spend the maximum time in jail.
What's that?
I said, if you ever write me another letter,
Oh, I know it. And I'm sure we save a tree and no more letters.
yeah, I've got a volume of them.
You got it.
Okay. I want to go over your constitutional rights. You're presumed innocent of these charges. Just for the record, is the victim on board with this?
Yes, Your Honor, the victim is present. It's my understanding she's in agreement with the plea.
Okay, does she wish to be heard on it before?
She would like to speak during sentencing.
During sentencing, okay. Your constitutional rights, you're presumed innocent of these charges. You have a right to have a trial by a judge or a jury. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to confront every witness who testifies against you at trial. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
You have a right to have witnesses ordered to appear and testify at your request. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right against self-incrimination. Are you
Yes.
aware of that? Okay. That means you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to offer any evidence. You don't have to testify. If you choose not to testify, it will not be held against you. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. You understand the maximum penalty is 180 days in jail?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Any questions about your constitutional rights?
No.
Do you feel you're making this decision of your own free will?
Yes.
All right. What is your plea to theft?
Yes.
What is your plea?
Guilty, I guess. Guilty.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Wants to know if you can hear him okay.
Pardon?
He wants to know if you can hear him okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Do you have the earbud in?
Yeah, I got one in. Here's just a two.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
There. Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, I want to go over your constitutional rights again. You have a right to have a trial by a judge or jury. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, I do. Yes,
You have a right to confront every witness who testifies against you at trial. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
You have a right to have witnesses ordered to appear and testify at your request.
Yes, okay, I understand.
And you have the right against self-incrimination. You don't have to testify. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to offer evidence. If you choose not to testify, it won't be held against you. Do you understand?
I understand.
Any questions about your constitutional rights?
No, sir.
Are you making this decision of your own free will without any pressure from anyone?
Yes.
All right. What is your plea to theft?
Guilty.
All right. Accept your plea, make a finding of guilty. Anything from the victim?
My husband and myself are very hard workers. We run 2 businesses, and we have for many years. And, we work hard to try to make a living. And we had 1 child, and we lost him in the Air Force. And after that, we became workaholics. We just worked all the time, 7 days a week. And we do not have a pension. We're not working for a large company that is going to give us money or match our amount, whatever we're paying in. It's just us. And we used to do all kinds of work ourselves Anything that needed repair at our businesses, we did all the work ourselves. Until he had some issues with his back, he's now had 7 back surgeries. We can't do the things we used to. Time has played a trick on us and has put us in a position that we cannot do the things we used to do. Therefore, I hired this gentleman to do a job for us. And I was led to believe that he was going to do that job and do it correctly. Yes, we added a few things going along, but we talked about it, made a recognition on what the price was going to be additional. And he took the money and ran. And he would never answer my phone calls. This went on for a long time. I found out through Deerfield Township that he did not have a permit to post papers on your door that he did that type of work. And the township did call him and asked him to come and fill out the forms if he was going to do that. He did not show up. So I feel like he had an intent. He was intentionally planning on doing this, robbing people in the neighborhood, because I'm not the only one that it happened to. And I just feel that when you have a work obligation and you have a work ethic, you should stand up for that. But when you're going into something with the intent on stealing somebody's money, that's wrong. That's wrong. And he's done it many times. He didn't show up at court one time. This has gone on so long that we've had several times that I was here and he did not show up. And that's another intent. Wow. That I feel he intentionally did this and he didn't care who he was doing it to. And I've suffered severely from this, and my husband. Because now that we're to a position where we can't do a lot of things ourselves, it's hard to hire somebody else. You know, we feel like, is this going to happen again? You know, I just feel that he's done very wrong, and I hope your intent today is to make things right.
What do you think would be a fair resolution of this matter? In addition, he's agreed to pay restitution of $1,235. What do you think a fair resolution of this case is?
Well, I don't think he should be able to solicit his work like he did door to door in people's neighborhoods. And I think he picked our neighborhood because it's just a very moderate neighborhood. You know, it's, we don't have those, what do you call it, where your township, where your...
Homeowners Association?
Yes. See, there's no homeowners association there. It's a very small, very old part of Deerfield Township.
What part is it?
It's Loveland Park.
Okay, I'm familiar with that.
And I feel that that was intentionally done in that area because not very many people would go after him after he stole their money. And I'm here to say I work hard for my money. And when he stole that from me, and before he did that, I told him, I said, don't do us wrong. Don't do us wrong.
Did he cut any? He was supposed to cut a tree down,
yes,
right?
There were several trees. Yes,
several trees?
He did. He cut it, the big tree down, and he had 2 other companies there with him that he had hired. One had the tree lift, the lift bucket, and he never paid that gentleman on several different times that he worked for him. And I paid him to come back and clean up the mess that he did not clean up. And the other gentleman that was working there, it was pouring down rain, and this gentleman left, and he was going to go get his chainsaw and come back and cut another smaller tree down. And my husband and I talked to him, and he said, yeah, just give me the money so I can pay these guys, and they'll be done, and I can go ahead and get my chainsaw, and I'll be back. Well, he never came back, and he never paid the other crew.
How much money did you give him?
I gave him over $1,000. I don't have my notes with me.
How much was the bid, the total bid?
Oh, it's been a long time.
I know, it's been a long time. I can get back to you and give you all those figures, but it was over $1,000, and he owed the one company $900, and the other gentleman, you know, he had his name on his truck, so I've got pictures of both of the trucks, and he never paid him at all. But I paid the first guy with the bucket. I paid him again. So not only did I give him the money that he was supposed to pay him, I paid that gentleman because he was there and he did do his portion of the job.
Was the bill $1,235?
Oh, it was way more than that.
Can you just give me an estimate of what it was?
I'm going to say, and this is just off the top of my head. It was, I'm going to say, what, you think 3,000?
I don't know, Your Honor, back, because he absconded for a while, so this case has been dragging on for a while. But we did have a meeting and we went over what was paid, what each price was for each thing that was supposed to be done. And the remainder of what wasn't completed was the $1,200 and change. But I don't remember what the original, do you have the
I
right?
have according to our notes, on April 5th of '22, you paid him $650 for work, and then also on April 10th, you gave him another $1,600 to take down another tree. That's the only thing I'm seeing in notes that was given to the defendant in April of '22.
So 2,200 plus something to do two jobs, cut down 2 trees, is that right? Okay. He cut down 1 or 2?
I don't remember. I don't
You
have
know,
my
this has
notes
been
with
going
me.
on for a long, long time.
This has been going on since 22.
Yeah, but
since-
you come into the court and you start asking me to order him to do things, you don't even have an idea of how much money we're talking about. Just
Well-
help me out here.
Well, Judge, I think if I could interject, I think what she's saying is that she paid a portion of money to him, and then because he had subcontracted the work out, those subcontractors were not paid by him. So she paid him to cover the full amount. So I'm getting from what I'm hearing that the full amount probably was in the neighborhood of $2,500. She's asking for restitution of $1,235, which would be the remainder of the work that was not done.
Does that
That's-
sound right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So what I was looking for is if you get this restitution, theoretically, forgetting all the trouble you've been through,
Yes.
theoretically you've been made whole.
Yeah, yes, I would
Okay.
accept that, and
Yeah, I don't mean to be short with you. I just thought, I don't want you stuck here without,
the thing is, the issue is I didn't know that this was, coming to where I would be able to talk to you. I did not pull all my notes and go over everything because I was under the understanding that he was going to plead guilty. And I would just be able to explain to you how my feelings were and how this has affected me since from 2022. This has been a long time. And when he showed up at my house and asked to give us some money, to take, take him off of the court situation, I didn't even know who it was when he pulled in. And my husband was together. It was on a Sunday, right after breakfast. We pulled back in, and he was there and asked us if we would take some money from him to get him out of the court situation. And the more I got to thinking about it is, I wasn't aware that they had picked him up and put him in jail at that time. And it just really freaked us out that he showed up at our house, and where we live, it's kind of in the woods. There's not very many people around, And I'm always thinking, he could come back at any time, being angry because he's in this situation. But he caused this situation. It was, he made the decision to do these things.
Okay.
And I called him and called him and called him to come back and cut that tree, because he had already been paid. He wouldn't answer, never answered on my phone. I'd call from another number, and then he would answer, and then when he knew it was me, he would hang up. He intentionally did this, and he had the money, and he took the money and ran. And that's when I contacted the police, and we did a police report, and I had all the papers and everything then, and I still do, but I wasn't aware that I needed to go over all the items with you, but I have them, believe me, I've got all the notes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
I thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Your Honor, just a couple things. I understand that this gentleman's pled to a misdemeanor offense and the nature of the situation, but I would just point out a couple of things to the court that I'd ask you to take into account when you're making a decision how to structure his sentence. Number one, while he has had a gap of, I think, about 15 years since his criminal history kind of ended for a while, now we're back again, but this is his 10th theft conviction. And so, regardless of anything else, he has proven himself over time to engage in this type of conduct. In addition, I will point out that I have sat here and watched while the victim spoke, while the court spoke, while I've been speaking, and I'm not sure I've seen someone react more disrespectfully than the defendant has this entire time. He's sighing at the victim, he's laughing at the victim. He has very little respect for what's happening here, and that may or may not play any part whatsoever in the court's decision making, but I think it's worth noting his attitude and his behavior towards the victim. So, having said that, we would ask you, of course, to order the restitution and then make whatever finding you think is appropriate in these circumstances. Thank you.
How much is his jail credit?
Judge, he has, I think it's 14 days. His book, yeah, I checked it. His booking history on this case shows 14 days in jail.
That doesn't sound right.
That's what I'm just saying. That's the
Okay.
one sheet I found that says that.
Okay.
But I think he was in. That's again. Obviously, I'm covering this case, Judge. But that's what I.
Okay, Mr. Huss, anything on behalf of Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Goodyear, were you finished?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Huss.
Yeah, Your Honor. In mitigation, we would stress that given the odd tenure of this case and the quasi-civil nature of it, that dispute in a way that at the strongest he'd be given credit for time served. He's agreed to pay restitution, and we believe that that's a good way to resolve the matter, a nice Solomonic approach.
How much time has he served?
Your Honor,
He
it appears
claims
it's
it's more than
73
14.
days.
73 days.
73, okay, thank you.
Huh?
Do you agree with that number, Mr. Hust?
That
73?
number does sound familiar from past discussions,
Okay.
yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brown, is there anything you want to say?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. And there is no disrespect for this woman in here. When I'm shaking my head, it's because the numbers are wrong. I paid the man with the bucket truck that she talked about $800, half of the 16. As soon as I got the money, I handed him his $800. She's saying I didn't even give him any money. I paid him half. You could call him right now. GGR Tree Service. And that's why, and the initial job that I did for her was like $650. They're adding that all together. I did a job, she paid me, and the second job was a totally different job. You can't add that amount. She paid me when she was happy. The tree that was in your front yard by your house, and all the trees in the side yard
Time
back
out.
there. And
Time
she
out.
paid, okay, and she paid me, and she was
No,
happy.
no, stop.
Okay,
Address me,
okay, you're right, I'm sorry.
okay?
All
No
right.
one else.
Okay.
Address me.
Okay. So, so it's $16 or $1,600, and she said that I didn't even pay the guy. She might have hired him to come back and do additional work, but you can't add all that together and act like that. I came up, they're making it sound like I walked up and asked him for money and took off with it.
Slow down a little, too.
Okay.
She's taking us down.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right?
Okay.
All right, and then now you ask them if I've done how much jail time credit. I just got done doing 60 days, and I did almost 30 days prior to that. And they say 14 days. It's like, you know, I'm supposed to sit there and go, it's okay, it's all right. Everything about this is wrong. I did a good job for her the first time. That's why she hired me to do another job for her. And when I did, I had to bring a bucket truck in because I usually use a crane, but we were taking lower limbs off, and you can't use a crane when you have limbs on top. That man made $800. I paid him that. As soon as she handed me the money, I gave him $800. I said, I'll turn it down a little bit, but yeah, I can't. And I almost feel bad pleading guilty. I mean, I wasn't coerced or nothing, but I did her a good job. These limbs were this big around, longer than from me to you, oak limbs over top of a garage, and they were all taken off. Now, a lot of people, when you get done, they'll say, can you get one more? Can you get one more? Well, I understand that, but not after you're down and gone. I did not go up to her house. Maybe I put a paper on her door because she had a dead tree to begin with. And for the first job we did, she responded because it was a good price. We did a super job for her. And then that's why she hired us again.
And then.
And she told me the price, and she can, I'm talking to you, I won't say anything to her. She asked me not to say anything because her husband didn't know how much the job was. And I said, fine, I don't have, I'm not dealing with your husband, I'm dealing with you. And then that day, later on, she texted me and said, I'm busted. My husband found out how much I'm paying. Again, that's not my concern. Whatever you tell your husband is what you tell your husband. I did the job. She paid us when they were breaking up. Everything was done, they were breaking up. And that's the truth. And that's why I get excited, because the whole time it sounds like it's made it like I just showed up and took $1,600 from her. Worked for the better part of a day. Am I loud too loud? I'm sorry. I get excited because and again, I almost feel like plead guilty to this. It's not is against my religion, because I didn't come up there and try to take her money. We did a job, and when you're not happy with something, you come back and adjust it. But not when you throw this. Well, my husband doesn't know what I'm doing, and he wants to get in the middle of that kind of stuff. We did her a good job. We did her job for probably half of what it would cost if she went with somebody else.
Okay.
And the jail time credit. I know I spent more than 14 days in here the first time that I went to jail, and so hopefully you get that. They get that right.
Judge, if I could just, on the jail time credit, I'm looking at his booking history. For whatever reason, it shows on this case number he served 14 days in jail from 2/26/24 to 3/11/24, and then he's in jail again starting in January. But for some reason, and I don't know why, but it is labeled as he was being held for conditions of arrest for person on probation or under community control sanction. So that's what it's labeled as. If that's incorrect, that's incorrect. But according to his booking history, it shows 14 days on this theft, and the rest of the time is according to this. And Terry and I both were looking at it.
Yeah, apparently a KPS was issued September 26th of 24, which was served on January 23rd of 26. So maybe they're both that.
And it may be just it got labeled incorrectly, but it shows as a probation violation is what I'm getting at.
Probation officer says there's
You
7.
know, I don't disagree with that. I just want him to understand why I said 14 days, because he seems very upset about that.
Yeah, I believe that it says probation violation. Were you on a monitor at some point?
Yeah, I have a monitor on right now.
Did you by chance cut a monitor off?
Of
at
course
some
not.
point?
No.
If he's booked in and say like we are the ones who booked him in, or he was booked in on our warrant for whatever reason, probation's warrant, it'll pull up as like a probation violation regardless of if he's on pretrial or electronic monitoring or probation.
But you're saying 71 days is his total credit on this case?
73 days he served December 19th, 2023 through December 21st. And our system calculated that as 3 days, February 26th of 2024 to March 11th of 2024. Our system calculated that as 15 days. And January 22nd of 2026 till March 17th of 2026. And our system calculated that as 55 days.
That sounds about right.
73 days.
Correct.
73 days. Does that sound right to
That
you?
sounds cool. Yes, that sounds. She's
Okay.
on the ball. Yeah.
Okay, so by the end of the day, we should have this all figured out. 73 days jail credit. All right, I place you on community control, sir. Order you to pay restitution in the amount of $1,235. Give you credit for 73 days. Once restitution is made, I'll terminate your community control 73 days credit, and you just pay any fees that you owe. We'll remove the monitor today,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and
Now I got a question with the $350 that I already paid and it's still in the system. Is that just washed, or does that go against that, or is that tied together with the $1250 to make it 16?
no, it's not. It is tied together, but it's not just $350. It's whatever the cost of the monitor is.
Oh, okay. No, okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying when I was in the lower court in Judge Batchy's court, I paid $350 towards restitution back then, and it's still in the system. I'm sure they might have a hard time finding
Well-
it, but it doesn't matter. Let it go. They can keep it. I don't know, whoever's got it can have it.
If he paid $350 toward restitution, then that gets applied to the restitution. However, if he's just misunderstanding that and it went towards some monitor fees or something else.
That's
that
fine
makes
too. That's fine. Wherever it went, they can stay there. I'm all right with it.
Okay.
But I didn't hear anybody say anything about that. So if it goes towards any kind of court costs or the monitor or wherever it goes, it's fine. Nobody brought it up, and I know that I did pay $350 quite some time ago.
Do you have any questions, sir?
None at all.
Do you have
Thank you
any
for.
idea what his monitor fees are?
I can tell you. It looks like his electronic monitoring balance currently is a total of $410, and it looks like no payments were made towards the monitor itself. I don't have access to Benchmark currently, so I don't know if he paid it through the clerk's office. Then it should go to the restitution.
Okay. So restitution plus the monitor fees, waive any fine and additional cost if that's possible. Is there any, other than appellate rights, is there anything else I need to address?
Your Honor, I just have a question. Any particular length of?
Just a
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question, Judge.
Just a moment. Other than appellate rights, is there
Oh,
anything?
no, sir.
Okay, Mr. Huss, go ahead.
The length of the probation?
The length of the probation, hopefully, is the amount of time it takes him to pay off restitution costs,
Exactly, sure.
but not to exceed 3 years.
Okay, very well. Fair enough.
Sir, you have a right to appeal this sentence. You have 30 days from today to file a notice of appeal. If you cannot afford an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Any document you need to be provided at no cost. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.